Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to the second session of summer internship, the SPIRE Research Internship 2024 that we are having. Inshallah, today we are going to go over an exercise that I have labeled connecting the dots. And it's going to be in the same word format. Remember last time how we had a grid, we had a table that we filled with, with many little tasks that were based on somebody's observation. And it was a very interesting observation that there are, why is there an increased number of bike accidents in Lahore these days? Um, and it sort of sufficed. It went along the entire grid till we were able to reach the end. Hmm. And till we were able to sort of identify the knowledge gap. So today, the exercise that we're going to do is that if you have a research question that you have made already, that research question is going to be subjected to a process where it will give you a research title, it will give you research objectives, it will even tell you what kind of a research design suits your question. What sort of a research protocol should you follow if you want to answer that research question? Okay. And I think to be fair to everybody, I am not going to go through anybody's question because that will be unfair to the rest of the group because this is your Friday assignment. You're going to fill this grid with your research question. So I'm just going to open the research grid for you. And I'm just going to put in a dummy question. Let me answer three questions before I proceed. The first question I was asked was, should our research question be specifically about medicine? And the answer is no, because you are learning the process of research. Although, if you want to have a publishable manuscript at the end of this exercise, at the end of this internship, and you are a medical student or a medic, my advice is to have a research question that is related to medicine. But if you just, you're learning the process, you're doing it for the first time, and you arrive at a research question that is social in nature, it's still okay. You are learning the process. The second question was that what if we don't have data for the research that we want to do in this internship? So obviously you will not have data. You have just started doing research. So I don't expect you to have a whole lot of data and to work with, because this is not a research project that you're doing. You're doing a research internship, and if you don't have data, you're going to develop a data tool during this internship that you can then apply and collect data. Okay. And the third question was, in order to arrive at a publishable manuscript, what other helps do we need? And my answer to that is that you need a research team. You definitely need a research team who will sort of gel with you and who will do tasks, maybe that you don't have the time to do, or maybe because they know better than you how to do it. So always remember, having a research team, not in this internship, maybe in your class, maybe in your friends group, is very beneficial if you want to arrive at a publishable manuscript during this internship. Okay. So I'm going to share my screen now, and I'm going to go to the Word document. All right. Now this is a continuation of the same Word document that we did last time. Remember, accident, citizens of Lahore, bike riding, injury or death, and we sort of, and then the ideal world solution. And all of you sort of brainstormed and you gave a lot of ideal world solutions. And we discovered that we had identified several research knowledge gaps that we could subject to scientific inquiry and do effective research that was beneficial to citizens of Pakistan as well as to the general body of research on this subject. So today, um, the exercise is called connecting the dots. Let me just increase the size. Uh, okay. Exercise is called connecting the dots. And the first part here is what is my research question? And I told you this is nobody's research question. What I'm typing here is nobody's research question. This is just for exercise. And I don't expect anybody of you to pick up this research question. All right. So my research question is, what is the difference in exam performance between hostilites and okay, it says hostilities, which is the same thing basically, and non or what I write day scholars in a medical school. Now, this is my research question. What is the difference in exam performance between hostilites and day scholars in a medical school? So I made an observation, maybe, that hostilites or day scholars are doing better than the other group. And I decided to subject it to scientific inquiry. And I went through all the steps. I selected what, and then I decided that it was going to be a comparison. So I was going to study two groups. I also decided that it was going to be a medical school where my research will be based. So this is, a research question off the top of my head. I'm going to send this document to all of you, and the same things will be written here. I'm going to just continue saving it. So, components of the research question. Remember, we did this last time. The epidemiologic, I am using what? Right? I'm using what? Then verbs in the question. What are the verbs in the question? What am I looking for? What is the action that I'm looking for? Any guesses? Type in the chat box. Very good. So, the action that I'm looking for, the difference that I'm looking for is in performance. And this specifically is exam performance. All right. I'm just going to give it more space to make it look more. All right. People in the question are obviously medical students. And I will say that they are hostilites and day scholars. All right. What's wrong with me? Action in the question. I mean, what are these people doing? There's a phenomenon that I'm going to study. There's going to be a special time of the year when I'm going to study these people. So, what is the action? Yeah, exam scores, results, very good. Um, what is the specific action that I'm going to study? What are they doing? They're taking exams. Okay. Action in question is exams or taking exams or appearing in exams, the painful reality of our student lives. All right. What am I looking for? The results, the expected results that I'm looking for. It's a comparison. Fazlullah has written, it's a comparison. The result that I'm looking for is the difference in performance. So there's one group is maybe going to do better than the other group, right? My final research question, and I'm just going to be, Just going to take a shortcut and I am going to just write the same thing. I don't want to copy this. I want to just copy this line. My final research question is, all right. Is there something that I'm missing in this research question? Is there something that you would like to add? Exam score, very good. Why is there a difference? Okay, see, thank you so much for saying that. Why is there a difference? This is, we want to stay focused at our research question. Right now, I just want to find out whether there is a difference between exam scores of day scholars versus hostelites. I'm not looking for reasons for that difference. I don't even know if there is a difference. See, we do research with an open mind. So I don't know if there's a difference, but I think I observed something and I think that maybe there is a difference. So I am subjecting that question to this inquiry. The subject of my research is not why is there a difference, because I don't even know if there is a difference. Okay. So all I'm looking for, what is the difference, if any, in exam performance between. Okay. So my time frame is now I'm going to do this research. So what is my time frame? How long do you think this research will take? There is a notion that if our results are negative, for example, there is no difference, it is perceived useless. And what's the use of it? There's no difference how to address this question. Shabash. Very good. Very good. This is Isha. Excellent question, Isha. And I think that this is the stupidest question that maybe only people in Pakistan are asking. And yes, people do ask this question. If there is no difference, what is the p value? All these, p for professors have learned this term. And what is the statistical significance? If you find out that there is no difference between exam performance of day scholars and hostelites, that has massive implications. It means that living in the hostel is not harming you in any way. And if somebody is using an excuse and saying that I'm failing the exam because I'm a hostelite, you have evidence to show them that no, I studied 200 students and there was no difference. So, this cannot be used as an excuse that you are failing an exam. Supposing you find a difference other way. I mean, your hypothesis is that there is a difference, or your hypothesis is that day scholars are better than hostelites, and you disprove your hypothesis. Even that is very high quality research. You have found an answer to a question that was never asked before, that was never studied before, and you have discovered that either there is no difference or that maybe there is a massive difference, but it's in the reverse order. It is not in the order of your original hypothesis. Okay. So never ever think that if I don't find a difference, my research has failed, or मैं नाकाम साइंसदान बन गई हूँ. Nothing like that. Okay. Okay. So the time frame, somebody wrote 1 year. Now, the thing is, why do you need it to be 1 year? Look at your research question again. Look at your research question. That's why I love research questions. What does the research question say? You can do this research in a week. Think about it. You know, all you need is results from both the parties. You can just take results from your college. If suppo- supposing you recently had an exam and you just go ahead and take the results and look at the statistical difference. That's it. Am I making sense? Do you understand what I mean? 1 week hardly. Thank you from exam to result, very good. In just exam time. And, yeah, I'm making sense. Thank you. So the time frame, see how what an ideal research question it is. Maybe it is 1 week. Maybe it is the time it takes you to understand that how the results are going to be tabulated and how you are going to build a curve and you're going to find out if there is a difference. That's it. Okay. It will, if you already know how to do it, it'll take a day, right? Now, nobody do this question. That is going to be unfair. Okay. The population of interest is entirely feasible for you because it's medical students. They are all around you. You are one of them. The phenomenon of interest we already discussed is exam performance. Activity, is there an activity or intervention of interest in your research question? Because see, it is not just my research question. The grid will apply to all the research questions that you give me or that you give to yourselves. If the research is done already, is any use to do research on it? Um, it depends on the research question. Like maybe there was a research done on diabetes 5 years ago, and the question was answered at that time, but the treatment of diabetes has really changed. So go ahead and do the same thing over again on a new population of patients who are maybe younger than the last cohort, and you are studying a group of patients who are using a very new drug that was invented 1 year ago. Of course, it's very, very important to repeat those experiments. So it really depends on your research question. Okay. The next thing is, now that we have our research question, and I will take the original research question again, because I want you to stick to this question, and I want you to learn how sticking to your question will assure that you will never go wrong. At the end of the exercise, you will have everything that I told you that you will have. All right. This is my question. The exercise that I want you to go through is called making smart objectives. And SMART is, I'm sure many of you have. Okay. Secondly, if one research shows zero result, like no difference, but the same research conducted by another group shows positive or negative result, well, then you will question the method of both the researches. And you will do critical appraisal, which you will do in your internship, inshallah. And you will learn how to critically look at these researches and find out who is lying or whose method was not sound enough and it gave them a wrong answer. Okay. Right now, we are on SMART objectives. How many of you have heard the term SMART objectives? It's a very old acronym. So basically, SMART, you have to be specific. And I pasted this picture here because I couldn't have said it better. This is for like maybe, high school students or even middle school. But it really applies to us when we are writing objectives. All right, Isha has heard about SMART objectives. They have to be specific. So I will get fit is a New Year resolution, which is, the stupidest and the commonest New Year resolution. But I will run. I will run, and then, of course, since I'm running, I will get fit. They are measurable. Your objective has something built in it that gives you a goal which is objective, which is not subjective. I'm going to be happy. No. But yeah, I'm going to make two people happy today. Is very measurable. So it's not that I will run more often. I am going to run twice a week. And then it is achievable. At least 20 miles, 2 miles, 1 mile. I'm going to run on my treadmill. Okay. Then it is, you make it, how to make your objective relevant. Making your objective relevant is to connect it to something in future. That, I'm doing this today because I am going to be able to do that after this much time, after my, 50th birthday, after my 10th anniversary, after I have my second baby, something like that. So I can finish a marathon by the end of 2024. This is time bound. In medicine, we say time bound. Okay. That is how you write SMART objectives. Very good, Memuna. You've also heard about SMART objectives. They had even become smarter. And now there is another acronym, but I am not going to teach that. It is the newest and the latest method of writing objectives is in my YouTube lectures. And if you have listened to them carefully, you will know that. But for the purposes of this internship, because this is very basic, I'm going to just stick with SMART objectives. Okay. So when I look at my research question, tell me three objectives. Come on. Tell me three objectives that I will have for this research. Three objectives that will keep me on track and that are smart. Go ahead. People who give me these objectives will get an extra credit. Just say anything off the top of your head. Okay, so I'm going to give you the first objective myself. Okay, somebody wrote something and somebody else wrote, yay. Difference in example. I'm going to write this here, okay? So, difference in exam performance. To identify the difference between exam performance, let me just write that. Okay. So difference in exam performance, जिसने भी भेजा है, this is not an objective. देखो, this is a phrase. I know what you mean. What you're thinking in your mind is to find the difference in exam performance. Then somebody said to identify the difference between academic performance of hostelites and their scholars. Now, academic performance is very broad. Okay, I think Isha wrote that. It's very broad. See, it says exam performance. Overall academic performance is a different ball game. Your research question is asking about exam performance. To identify the cause. We're not identifying the cause. Okay, we're not identifying the cause. The purpose of this exercise is to teach you to stay focused on your research question. Don't this is going on a tangent. This is going out of the research question. To check if the mental health, no, come on, mental health is a different ball game altogether. That is why, see, as you go further in your research question, and if you fly off on a tangent, then you text me and then you write to me and say, which one is the best topic, Dr. Afsha? I don't know. I don't even know how to proceed with this topic because for a well formulated research question, you have to proceed in a straight line. You have to proceed in a focused manner. How can we improve? No, how can we not improve? We don't care how can we improve because our research question has nothing to do with improvement. Okay? To check students perform differently in different ambience, once again, our research question has nothing to do with this. To look for trends and patterns in difference, yes, yes, this may apply. This may apply. Although it is too broad, but this may apply. Okay. See, to identify the difference between exam performance of hostelites and day scholars. That is that is the objective. That is what comes from this research question. Then is to look for trends and patterns. Hmm? अभी मैं आपको ये बताऊंगी how to make it more specific, because we have to be very to look for, how to look for. Are we subjecting them to an exam? Are we subjecting them to a medical test? Are we subjecting them to an IQ test? To look for, how to look for. Hmm? Trends and patterns, which trend and which pattern, but still this is okay, this is acceptable. Difference in exam performance between the two parties. All right. Identify a difference in study habit. Again, that is not our research question. To compare result of each year and see which one has the difference. Yeah, this makes sense. Dedicated time of study, to compare exam results and see which one has more difference. All right. Okay. So this session is going to end in 10 minutes. I'm going to give you ample time to come back again for the second part. Okay. Writing smart objectives is an exercise in itself. Look here. Remembering, understanding, applying, analyzing. ऐसा लगता है ना कि we are analyzing something. Evaluating, yeah, we are evaluating something. And creating, no, we are not creating anything. We are either analyzing or we are evaluating, right? This is from Imperial College of London. It's like a grand list of how to write research objectives. Okay. So I pasted it for you here, and it has a permission to be, see, compare, contrast, detect, differentiate, distinguish. And then for evaluate, it says compare, conclude, decide, discriminate, judge. So these are the verbs, these are the action verbs from which you can start writing your objective. All right, once you decide which category you are using. All right, and then there's another small, yeah. When we say we want to understand, this is a non-action verb. How much do you want to understand? It doesn't really tell you anything. But when you say, I want to define, I need a definition. Whether I understand or not, how will I tell anybody that, I do understand? I can only prove that by defining something. So these are action verbs. Hmm? These are non-action verbs. They're like more subjective and more uh, unclear. They don't tell you what you want to do. These tell you how you want to proceed. What do you want to do in your research project? Okay, see? So I'm going to post this in your group before your assignment. I'm just showing them to you. And I'm going to stop the session here. And I want you to write 3 smart objectives for this research question. What is the difference in exam performance between hostelites and day scholars in a medical school? Now, let me give you a hint. Maybe this research question is not right. Maybe there is a deficiency in this research question. Maybe this research question can be changed. And that is the stage where we subject it to the next inquiry, which is, what kind of a research is this? What research design do I want to follow? And that will also tell me if there is an actual deficiency in my research question. Don't think that just because Dr. Afshan wrote a research question, it's a good research question. No, 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 not at all. Okay. So I want you to write 3 smart objectives, or I want you to decide that the research question is insufficient and it needs to be modified. All right. I'm going to come back at 8:45, inshallah. Let me see what is the last. To compare facilities provided in hostel with that of home. All right, just write three SMART objectives. Or if you are unable to write the SMART objectives, then come up with an idea that the research question is insufficient. Isn't that objective already present in the question? Obviously, the objective is present in the question, and the question is supposed to carry all the objectives. Only if the question is so strong that it carries all the objectives will you be able to write the SMART objectives. Okay? So either the question is weak, you tell me how to make it more strong, or the question is sufficient, so you write three SMART objectives. And I'll see you at 8:45, inshallah.